Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, your home for all of your NFL sports betting needs. I'm your host, Jared, and by my side for our best bets for our contest for week 4 of the NFL season is my right-hand man, my partner in the contest. I know what's going on, man.
Yes, sir. What's good? Shred the Spread family. Back for another dirty, grindy ass fucking week 4 slate that we got here. I'm confident in these 5 picks. They are very, very ugly, just to give you guys a fair warning. But I'm willing to share. You ready to rock?
Yeah, if you guys thought last week was ugly, you're in for a treat.
All right, here we go. So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson's going to at least get a return. Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? Way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry. That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
We have 5 picks, obviously, against the spread for the contest. We are 10-5 year to date. For the first 3 weeks, we make 5 picks against the spread each week. Dynell and I are currently in the money, sitting at 66% on the season, which is awesome against the spread. There are some people, most of these people in the contest at the top are sitting at like 14 for 15, I believe, was the guy who's in first place. I don't think anybody else is 100%. We haven't used our buy. We have to use our buy one time during the season. We'll save it in our back pocket just in case there is a week maybe where there's a lot of question marks, a lot of injuries. So we'll keep that in our back pocket just in case. But as we do every week, we got 5 picks to make. So let's get right into it. The first pick leading us off for week 4 of the NFL season is a dog, a road dog, a dog led by a dog in Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford and the Rams are plus 1.5 on the road. Dino, why don't you tell the folks why we like the Rams this week?
Well, it's kind of simple. Anthony Richardson is on the track of being back, I've heard. We don't know 100% for sure yet after that concussion received 2 weeks ago. And with that going on, that lingering around, the rookie quarterback is already bad enough as it is. But you got Aaron Donald feasting on the other side, bearing down, ready to salivate. This defense continues to show that they're willing to be persistent and consistent as it is. And then you mix that with Matthew Stafford flinging the ball around the field. Now, granted, the Colts defense has definitely improved over the first 3 weeks. We've seen some good things from the Indianapolis Colts defense. But against a vet like Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua coming to town, along with Tutu Atwell, who has been balling these last 3 weeks, I could definitely see a big spot here to play with the Rams.
Yeah, Dynell hit pretty much everything on the head. We're taking a veteran quarterback with a solid defense against potentially a rookie quarterback, but a team they're coming off a really big win against the Ravens. This is a letdown spot. They're home favorites. I believe on the regular book, this may have shifted to Rams minus 0.5 point. So we're getting 1.5 points of value here. Yeah, dude. I mean, Dynell pretty much said it all. We really like the spot. We're just going to back the guy who's been doing it a lot longer. So we like Matthew Stafford in this spot. Go ahead.
Yeah, and on top of that, Matthew Stafford likes playing in domes. He played in dome for half his career up in Detroit.
Yeah, so no weather effect. We're going to have Matthew Stafford in the zone, hopefully getting us a dub. And that is our first pick of the week. Moving on to one that you may call us crazy. You may say, why? Why would you pick this game? And that's the Bills minus 2.5 against the Dolphins. I know. Tyreek Hill is the fastest person you ever seen. Jalen Waddle's coming back. Tua is the MVP candidate. They just hung 70 points on the Broncos. We don't give a shit. If you look at the stats from last year and this year, Tua has ironically had identical numbers. Same touchdowns, same pretty much QBR and yardage. I mean, everything is basically the same. These numbers aren't sustainable, folks. Look who they played. The Broncos, look who the Broncos have played. The Broncos, that game, yes, 70 points is impressive. Don't get me wrong. But we're going against a grinded out Bills defense. Do we not remember what the Bills defense just did to Washington last week? They have proved they are elite. That front seven is no joke. I think they have the most sacks in football, if that says anything. Josh Allen, I'm just going to say this. I think there's a lot of value on Josh Allen as the MVP right now. And if you believe so, I would bet it before this game, because if the Bills actually go out and handle business versus the Dolphins, not only Josh Allen may jump to the favorite for MVP above Tua, but his odds are going to be cut in half. So I believe he's like 10-1 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Allen wins this game, that he drops down to 5-1, 6-1. This is definitely a good spot for the Bills. I like this defense. We're back in this defense, but realistically, we're playing the number. This is a really good number. We love the Bills at home. Am I missing anything?
Well, you're not missing anything. As far as I'm concerned, when the Dolphins played 2 terrible defenses and 1 respectable defense. Now, now here's what I will say. Last week, I did say the Broncos were a lot better of a defense. They're going to give them a challenge, give them a push. Well, Sean Payton has definitely just dismayed everything I've said about that. That defense is in turmoil and a lot of questions in Denver. Then you go with the Chargers. I mean, you win the shootout against the Chargers. That defense is literally shit. And then you mix that with a game against the Patriots where they only put up 24 points. It was a close game. But at the end of the day, the offense doesn't do enough to kind of prolong the game and keep the defense off the field with Mac Jones not performing really well. So this is going to be the real test for the Dolphins. Like I said, this shit is definitely inflated. I think people are still overreacting over the week 1 loss. And I think we got us at a great value, especially with the weather on our side. What are we talking about?
Yeah, if it says anything, if this was a smash spot for the Dolphins, they wouldn't have laid the 2.5 for us with the Bills. It just doesn't make sense. This would be closer to a pick 'em. We're going to take the points, or we're going to lay the points. We're going to take the home favorite in the Bills. Let's go. I love it. Let's go to our third pick. This one is me and Dynell are going back to our roots. This is one that we've missed several times this year. I mean, really overlooked it, quite frankly. And that's Mike Vrabel as a dog at home. We're not doing it again. We are not letting it pass us by. Obviously, Titans coming off a rough loss to the Browns, which we were on the Browns. So that kind of, cancels that out. But the Titans plus 2.5 at home against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow obviously does not look healthy. He is kind of lingering around. He can't get any power on his back foot to throw the ball deep. Obviously, he hit Jamar Chase several times last game and got him going. But, I mean, that offense is really, they're really getting going because of Joe Mixon. And without the deep ball, you see the explosiveness in the offense is kind of sucked out of it. Joe Burrow is throwing the ball like 3.8 yards past the line of scrimmage. That is unlike him. Something is up when he's not taking those deep midfield shots to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. He's not using his weapons because he can't get the ball where he wants it. So I feel like this is a really good spot for the Titans. I think the Titans come out and actually handle business. I think they win this game. 2.5 points. This will protect us in case it's a field goal. Someone wins the game by 1 or 2. We're going to take the points there. Obviously, we have to in the contest. But I really like this spot at home for the Dogs and Mike Vrabel and the Titans. Dino, what else do you like about this?
So what I like about it is, here's what I will say. Like I said, they had a stinker against the Browns last week. The offense didn't produce literally anything for the defense to come off the field whatsoever. So the defense got ramshot. Then you partnered that with a high-powered offense in the Chargers, which we all know can swing the ball. They won that game. And then you go against a respectable Saints team when you only give up 16 points. So from the looks of it, they do a good job of limiting big plays. And with a quarterback like I said, he's clearly not healthy. He's not able to push the ball downfield. And the biggest play, and that's your biggest weapon is the arm to get it downfield, to get it to Jamar Chase for a deep plays. And I don't know what's going on with T. Higgins right now. T. Higgins is absolutely struggling like I've ever seen before. He had a few drops last week. And like I said, I just feel like this is a good spot. Like I said, home dog, Vrabel. Like I said, we slammed this on the head last year. Why not repeat it? Why not repeat a performance here?
Yeah, we gotta play our own plays if it's a system. We can't call it a system play if we're not going to play it. So Dynell and I are going to get back on the train, maybe 2 weeks late, but we're going to stick to our guns, man. Mike Vrabel is a dog at home. What could go wrong? Speaking of what could go wrong, went wrong last week, but we're coming back. We're giving them one more shot.
I hate you.
It's the Raiders. The Raiders plus 5.5. I know what you're thinking. What the hell? The coach is just automatically giving this team a headache. This team is already set back because of Josh McDaniels. What was he thinking kicking that field goal? I have no idea. I guess he thinks field goals are worth 6 points now. Regardless, this is a good spot. The Raiders offense cannot be as bad as last week. Jimmy Garoppolo turning the ball over 3 times, uncharacteristic. The offense not getting going. Obviously, you have Devontae Adams is balling out, but nobody else was existent in this offense. I feel like this is a good smash spot for the Raiders, obviously on the road, but I mean, the Chargers at home, is that really home field advantage? I don't think so. The Chargers they look bad. They just look bad. I know they just got that win versus the Vikings last week, but another coaching display of ridiculousness. I mean, Dynell's guy, Staley, he doesn't seem like a coach that just lights a fire under their team. He seems very stale, as you say. I mean, laying 5.5 with a team who you have a bonehead coach. Like, I mean, this is obviously I don't even remember what I called it on the preview show, but the Bonehead Bowl, we'll call it now.
Right, the Bonehead Bowl.
Two shitty coaches. You take the points here, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And what are you doing laying any points when it comes to the Chargers? I don't remember the last time they even covered a -3 at some point. It's the one thing the Chargers know how to do best, and there's one thing they're very, very great at. They have what I like to call the Minnesota Vikings syndrome. And the Minnesota Vikings syndrome is they always find a way to keep the games close. Always find a way to keep the games close. And that never ends well. And that usually never ends well for them. This offense has no turnovers. Yet they are barely, and I put the emphasis on barely, 1-2 after making a bonehead call with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter on your side of the field on the 20-something yard line, and you go for it on a fullback dive. You know what's crazy? It looks so bad, I could tell the players didn't believe in the play call. look at the effort. I mean, just look back at that play and look at the effort of that play. They got ran shot by the Vikings D-line. When has anybody ever been ran shot by the Vikings D-line at all this year? They've been giving up any and everything. That's all you need to know. This team is not prepared to win. I mean, this team, and I feel so bad because I had high hopes. I had them winning the division, but man, I mean, I didn't. The coaching is really that bad. The coaching is that awful, and like I said, the coach will find a way to keep this a 3-point game.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the Chargers are not going to be a team that runs away. If they run away, they're always susceptible for a comeback, aka the Jaguars and Doug Peterson last year. But let's round it off, our 5th pick, with probably the ugliest one of them all. And hear us out. Before you start flipping shit, turning the podcast off and deleting us off your favorites, unsubscribing, unfavoriting, unfollowing, whatever it may be, let us finish our thought. Dynell, I'll give you the honors.
All right. I need everybody to prepare for this one, because this is one of them dirty
Buckle
ones,
up. If you're driving, pull over.
Yeah, right. Pull over, go ahead, turn your 4-ways on, get on the side, get on the shoulder. Because our last pick, the grand finale, the last pick that sure as hell not the best, Jets plus 9.5 against the Chiefs. And you're wondering, Dynell, Jared, didn't you guys just say, Dynell, didn't you just remind Jared last week not to bet these motherfuckers ever, ever? And you were just telling about how he learned his lesson last year. Well, I'm about to dive deep on the deep end of the pool here on this one. I'm gonna sink or I'm gonna swim. And honestly, remember our system plays we was talking about, one of the Titans? Well, this is another system play. When has Patrick Mahomes ever covered a big spread?
Besides last week.
Yeah, but
that doesn't count, though. That was the biggest drama. It's different. We can't count last week because the Bears just physically don't know how to win. This is like a single A team playing against the Phillies.
The Bears put up 0 points against that defense, and I get that they're vastly improved, but come on now. You know, we get it. And like I said, it doesn't sound too great, but at the end of the day, too, this Jets defense is by far better than this Bears defense. All right, can you at least give us that? We can at least give y'all that, you know? And if we're able to kind of drag the game along, and you know what I'm saying, those weapons, I mean, there's only one weapon the Chiefs have, and that's Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is a difference maker, but that's not a difference in covering a big spread, man. You need to get that ball lateral and down the field, deep. And as far as I'm concerned, they still struggle with that. The Bears game was the only big breakout game this Chiefs offense has had. Let's not forget what happened week 1. And let's definitely not forget what happened against the Jaguars the other week. Come on. You know, let's go back to the drawing board here. This team has been struggling other than with the Bears. The Bears had the worst defense last week. I feel like this is a nice little bright spot. I feel like a lot of people are down the Jets, rightfully so. But 9.5 isn't impossible. And I feel like this is the right play. I feel like this is definitely the right play, especially when it's not an Arrowhead. This is not an Arrowhead.
Yeah, we're getting the Jets at home with a defense who is fired up. The locker room is fired up. They believe they are the best defense. Obviously, this is on Zach Wilson's shoulders. But if you remember correctly, that game last week, the Jets versus the Patriots, we were on the Patriots, but we kind of had to sweat because Zach Wilson he looked like he started picking it up. Now, it took halfway through the third quarter, but he just started looking like he was getting it together. And that's the biggest thing I took away. Zach Wilson started making reads, and obviously he's going against a Patriots defense with Bill Belichick at the helm. So, I mean, he's facing a top tier defense that's coached. I know we're facing the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs have looked really impressive this year. But the thing is, if Zach Wilson can just not turn the ball over, this defense will be able to slow down Patrick Mahomes, and not because of Patrick Mahomes, but the playmakers available to Patrick Mahomes. Me and Dynell were talking about this before we went live. Yes, Travis Kelce can eat up the middle of the field, but that takes time. Tick, 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 tick. Travis Kelce attacking the middle of the field is going to soak up the clock. The outside receivers have been anything but reliable. Kadarius Toney has been a turnover-prone machine, has struggled to catch the ball. I mean, that is probably their biggest downfield threat right now. And then you have Watson, and I mean, it's just, he throws to Blake Bell a lot. It's just, it doesn't seem like an offense against a very disciplined defense. Mm-hmm. They're not penalized a lot. They're a very defensive team. I just feel like I would not be surprised if we see a turnover or two out of Mahomes, forcing the ball, getting frustrated because this Jets team does not let you beat them downfield. We saw what happened with the Bills. When the Bills went for home run plays, it resolved in turnovers. I would not be surprised if Patrick Mahomes turns the ball over twice because the frustration will start kicking in. He doesn't want to dump down all game. He takes shots downfield, and this team is just going to feed off of that. I think they're going to get stops on the Chiefs more than not. I think this is a dogfight. I think I have the Chiefs win 21-14. That's where I have the game at right now. I think it's going to be a dogfight, and this number is just, it's too long. You got to take the points at home. Nobody is really going to be on this play. But this is just a system play. You got to trust the number and take the points. I wish it was at 10, but regardless, we're not playing for pushes here. We're playing for wins. So we need them to lose by 9 or less, even if it was 10. We don't want the push in the contest. Give me the Jets. Give me the points. Close your eyes. Check the score at the end, and you'll be surprised. I think the Jets team gets it done this week. Yeah, so that's the 5. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but this isn't supposed to be pretty. You're not supposed to feel good about your picks every week. But just a quick recap. We have the Rams plus 1.5. Bills minus 2.5, Titans plus 2.5, Raiders plus 5.5, and the Jets plus 9.5. 5 picks, 5 against the spread. Looking for our 4th consecutive winning week in the contest.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
I mean, 3-2, we'll take it. We really are shooting for 4-1. We're going to get that 5-0 week. I'm feeling it. It's right around the corner. We've been on the right side of a lot of games, Dynell. We are so close. I feel it. I can't wait till we get it. Them 5-0s in the contest help tremendously. We're already sitting in a good position, but as long as we can have winning weeks from here on out, I'm cool. We're going to keep grinding this out. We have an awesome week we got some ugly spots, I know, but you just got to trust it. We got to take the points in these ugly dogs. And I think we're set up for a good week, man. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Oh, no, man. Like I said, you hit it on the nail. Another dirty, grinded out week, man. And I'm just glad we put a piece together. We piece something together.
Yeah. So this is the last week before the buys. I think the Browns have like the first bye next week. So we'll have a shorter slate of games to go through. So obviously take these large weekends while we have them because they're going to start dwindling down. But this has been the week 4 best bets for the Shred the Spread podcast for our contest. You can follow us on Twitter at @ShredTheSpread_. If you're into TikTok, you can follow us on TikTok at @ShredTheSpread. For Dynell, for myself, and our producer, Tyler, this has been the Shred the Spread podcast. Thanks for listening. Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.